I was planning a Vermont wedding, drowning in opinions and completely overwhelmed until I looked at my husband and said, "Do you want to just get married in Hawaii?" And that one decision changed everything. Hi, I'm Megan, founder of Escape Key Travel Co. and destination wedding travel advisor for busy couples who want a wedding that actually feels like them without losing their sanity along the way. And in this episode, I am getting so real with you about how my wedding journey inspired my entire business and why I now help couples like you plan destination weddings that are meaningful, manageable, and honestly, way more magical than what I experienced on my own. Okay, I want to take you back. We were trying to plan a fall wedding in Vermont on a $25,000 budget, which before 2020 still felt like it should be enough. But we went to dozens of venues, and honestly, the wedding market didn't feel transparent at all. I kept asking, what's the real cost? What's the catering minimum? What am I actually committing to here? And it felt like no one could give me a straight answer. It made me batty. I would scroll through all these wedding websites and none of them listed pricing. It drove me insane. I didn't know what anything actually cost, and when I did tell vendors my budget, they would literally laugh in my face. I was so embarrassed. And listen, I get it. It's Vermont in the fall. The foliage is gorgeous. The air is crisp. It's all apple this, chai this, mason jars, barn venues with a clash of rustic charm. But these were barns with cobwebs in the corners and reused decor. And I was still getting quotes that blew past our budget, even when we were just trying to serve pizza. And that's when I realized not only was I completely overwhelmed, but I was planning a wedding that didn't feel like me. I'm not a let's get married in a barn kind of girl. I'm not super bougie either, but I knew that those two things just weren't us. I felt stuck and honestly a little lost. So I looked at my husband one night on the couch and said, "Do you just want to get married in Hawaii instead?" And he didn't even hesitate. But let me back up a little bit, okay? So, one of the most important parts of my wedding vision was photography and videography. That was my non negotiable. I wanted something cinematic, emotional, beautiful. So naturally, I fell deep into the YouTube rabbit hole. If you're watching this, you might be in the same one. Hi, I see you. I was you. And what I kept finding over and over and over again were these stunning, heart-wrenching wedding videos in Hawaii. I'd sit there and ugly cry on my couch, watching strangers get married barefoot on beaches with leis and ukuleles, and the waves crashing in the background. I think my husband got back from a weekend shift, and I'd probably watched about 37, no, like hundreds of videos by then. That's when I turned to him and said, "Do you just want to get married in Hawaii?" We never even considered it. I mean, it's 12 hours from Boston. It's probably the furthest you can go from Vermont without leaving the country. We traveled through Europe. We've been on so many, vacations, but this felt different. Hawaii is on everyone's travel bucket list, but for us, it became something more because we didn't just want a wedding, we wanted something that felt like us. We were going through the season where everyone we knew was planning these beautiful weddings, but they all kind of blended together. It's like chicken or fish, same ballroom, same DJ playlist. We wanted an experience and we love to travel. It's honestly our love language. So from that moment on, we were planning a destination wedding. And let me tell you, I loved getting married in Hawaii. The culture, the landscapes, the laid back feel, the scent of plumeria in the air. To this day, whenever I smell plumeria, I'm right back in that moment. But as magical as it was, I learned some hard lessons along the way. I'm gonna be honest with you, I had never been to my venue before, and not once. I've never been to Hawaii. And while Hawaii is absolutely paradise, I didn't know what I was walking into. I thought I can handle it. I'm super A-type. I'm organized. I'm a checklist queen. But I was also really cocky. I thought, I've got this. Spoiler, I did not have it. I got stuck immediately. There were so many decisions, big ones, small ones, what ifs around every corner. I had a million tabs open, a dozen spreadsheets. I was trying to figure it out. Do I want to get married on the North Shore or at Crouching Lion? What if I pick a waterfall and it's muddy and my dress gets ruined? Waikiki Beach sounded iconic, but also tourists watching from every angle. Then I was thinking maybe it's Secrets Beach by Disney Alani, or should we switch islands entirely and do Maui? I spiraled a lot. My therapist, oh my gosh, she was like, you're spiraling, Megan. And I ended up picking a beautiful beach on the east coast of Oahu. But getting there, it felt like a full-time job on top of my actual full-time job as a teacher. And don't even get me started on vendor research. Did I really need to compare 20 different florists? No. No, I did not. But did I? Yes, because I didn't want anything to go wrong. I wasted so much time trying to do everything myself when what I should have done was really lean into the people who had already had the connections. Like my photographer, she had the perfect recommendation all along. I just didn't trust the process soon enough. And beyond all that, I was planning a vacation, a honeymoon, and trying to keep up with work and trying to answer every single guest's question and trying to make sure everyone would be happy. That kind of stress, it multiplies and it starts to make the fun part, the wedding planning. I felt resentful. I didn't have someone to sanity check things with. I didn't have a local expert who could say, nope, that's too complicated. Or, actually, this florist is amazing and easy to work with. And as the date got closer, I started panicking. Did I forget something? Was I missing a contract? Was I being the bride and the planner? That's the moment I realized I never want another couple to feel like this. Now, if you want to get your own planning checklist started, you can download my free Destination Wedding Workbook. It's the exact tool I use with my couples to help them stay organized, prioritize what matters most, and it makes you feel so much more confident about your wedding. It's linked in the description below. If I could go back and tell past me one thing, it would be this. Your wedding is about the two of you, not everyone else's expectations, and you deserve to enjoy the planning process and not just survive it. Now that I'm on the other side of it all, I can tell you this. The best thing I hear from my couples, the thing that makes me light up inside is when they say, oh, I didn't even think of that question. Let me get back to you on that. Because, yeah, that's the whole point. There are so many little things that pop up in this process that you're not prepared for. And how could you be? You've never done this before, but I have. I've been in your shoes. I know what's around the corner. I know what decisions are coming and which ones can wait. And I'm here to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. I'm in it with you 100%. I help you find the right resort, not just the prettiest one, but the one that fits your vibe and your guests. I help you build your Pinterest board and start shaping your vision from the very beginning. I make sure your guests are taken care of because when they're happy, you're relaxed. And I worry about the details so you don't have to. I know what it's like to lose sleep over silly but important things like, do the rooms have robes? Is the food actually good? Will the DJ play the clean version of a song with grandma in the crowd? I don't know, my grandma would probably not care. So I've got the checklist for everything from picking your rings to choosing your veil to ordering your wedding PJs. You don't need to stress about it all because I already did and now I'm here to walk you through it. One of the most touching experiences I've had was with a couple who also chose Hawaii for their wedding. We were on a Zoom call early in the planning process, and she shared that her father had passed away. This is someone she was incredibly close to. Choosing to get married in Hawaii was not an easy decision. Their families couldn't make the trip. There was some guilt, some hesitation, but they knew that this felt right. And then something incredible happened. She texted me after reconnecting with a friend who had attended a medium reading a full year earlier with her, because before she had even announced her plans to elope. The message said, there was a man with a J name, Hawaii, waterfalls, a Hawaiian flower, look for feathers, don't doubt the signs. This is what the medium said. And every detail lined up. The timing, the place, the symbolism. It was like a sign from her dad that this path was right, that he was with her, and that her wedding day would still be full of his presence. And that story still gives me the goosebumps. And that's why I get so close with my clients, because I'm not just a travel advisor. I'm someone who gets deeply invested in your story, your values, your relationship, your moments that matter. I don't keep it surface level. I build real connections. Sometimes I feel like I care more about your wedding just as much as you do. So yeah, planning my own destination wedding changed everything. It wasn't perfect. I made mistakes, but it led me here to helping dozens of couples plan weddings that are just as true to them as ours was to us. And if I could go back and change one thing about our Hawaii wedding, I probably would have chosen an all-inclusive resort, which doesn't exist in Hawaii. Not because I don't love our day, because I absolutely did, but because I wish I had prioritized our guests a little more. I wish they had unlimited food, drinks, entertainment, a margarita in hand within minutes of checking in. Now, I only work with all-inclusive resorts because they make destination weddings so much easier for you, your guests, and everyone in between. In the next episode, I'm sharing exactly why I made that shift, what I've learned, and how it might help you feel more confident in your planning journey. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to grab your free Destination Wedding Workbook below. It's the same one I use with every couple I work with. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!